Hey, Melissa Wick here. Today we're going to talk about being a total badass and licensing your intellectual property. So this is something that's really cool that happens when you have created something amazing from your authentic self, and it's so good that other people want to pay you to use it. I want to talk to you a little bit about how you would go about being such a badass as to create intellectual property that somebody's willing to pay you to use. How do you do that, right? So the first thing is managing your thinking and your mindset, right? And I work on this with my clients all the time. Like, mindset is super crucial to creating anything, right? I mean, if you don't believe in your ability to do it, then you're not going to do it. Shame resilience is the second thing, right? Like, if you're not resilient to feeling shame after you fail, because failure is really pretty much inevitable when you're creating something, then you're going to quit because you're not going to be resilient to the failure that you're inevitably going to experience, right? So number two is shame resilience. The third way to be a badass and create something that someone will eventually want to pay you to use is to just show up, right? Like, the people that show up consistently are the people who like succeed, right? It doesn't necessarily mean that you're smarter or more savvy or better at marketing or whatever. It just means that you show up and do the work, right? And the fourth one is something I really love and love coaching people on, is just to like completely stop caring about what other people think. Like, it really doesn't matter. It's like you against the world, and you just have to be your own best friend and your own advocate. Other people's opinions don't really matter. They don't understand what you're doing. A license is a document that you use it to give somebody else the ability to use something you created. So I'll give you a quick example. Like, if you're a yoga instructor and you've created a really amazing teacher training and it's so good, people love it, and you have a reputation for training teachers, and you want to give the ability to use that training you created to another yoga studio and get paid by the other yoga studio, that would be something you would do through a license. You would license them the ability to use your content and pay you a certain percentage of it. And it's really lucrative. It's also a really amazing way to spread something that you've created and love into the world. So, okay, license agreements, what need to go in them? So the first thing is the content, right? When you do a license, you want to specify exactly each and every last detail of what it is you're licensing. What is the content? What's the IP that you're giving someone else the rights to use? Can they market using your logo? And or they need to like clear any marketing with you, because that's important. You want to protect your brand. And additionally, that license right out of the gate needs to state that that stuff is yours, that you own it. You're just letting them use it. The second thing it needs to talk about is territory and exclusivity. So like, generally licenses are for a certain area, right? And so you want to say like how, where they're allowed to use the content. And then, you also want to say, is it exclusive, right? Are you licensing this to other people? The third thing that needs to go in your license is payment terms. Obviously, you want to talk about how you're going to get paid, what percentage of the fee are you going to collect, and when do they pay that? What's the schedule? Pretty simple stuff there. The term and termination, right? So licenses generally last for a certain term and then they terminate. There's also needs to be provisions about when you can terminate it early or when they can terminate it early and how that happens. And the last thing is just the indemnification and warranties, right? You want to make sure that if there's a lawsuit or somebody's unhappy or something, that you're not like pulled into the lawsuit because the content that they were using is yours, right? So again, my name's Melissa Wick. If you have any questions about this, I would love to help you out with it. I own Wick Law Offices, a small business law firm here in Columbus, Ohio. Website is www.mwicklaw.com. Thanks so much for watching.